Well, hello, I'm Dr. Julia Royston. Welcome to another edition of Live Your Best Life, where I'm always seeking to bring you people, places, tools, information, and resources to help you live your best life. And always love to introduce books. Now we'll be diving more into film. I've had people who've been in the film industry before. And so we're going to meet some others who are deviling into film and as they say, I've been asked about it. I'm like, I'm in the book world. Let me write. Let me publish. Let me stay in my lane. If you want something I got, I got writers over here. But I'm always curious as to how it works, how people get involved in it, how possibly I could partner with it. There's huge investment. Forget books now. Huge investment that goes into it. And I think more passion and vision even more so than the money. So we'll talk about that. So get your paper and pencil out. If you're new school, get your phone out and start following them and support them in any way, shape, or form. Share and all that good stuff because word of mouth is still incredibly popular when getting anything done in this world. We still are going to need each other. It is going to take a village, not just to raise children, but to raise any project or raise any endeavor we endeavor to do and even begin to do. It's going to take all of us. So, Ms. Claudette Milner, she's going to introduce herself first and tell us where she's from, give us her website, social media, and then Mr. Clay Walker after her. Take it away.
Good morning. First of all, I want to, as always, give honor to God. I know Julia. In fact, she rescued me, her and her lovely husband, when we were in Texas together, because I was alone and they allowed me to be a third party. So I really appreciate that and being on the show. My name is Claudette Milner. I am the owner of Claudette Milner Media. I am a award-winning author, an international speaker, and I am also an empowerment coach. My website is www.claudettemilner.com. I am in Louisville, Kentucky. So, hello, Kentucky. uh, I'm going to send the introduction over to Mr. Walker.
Sounds great. Thank
Oh,
you
and my
for. Yeah, my name is Clay Walker, and I live in Denver, Colorado, and I'm the CEO founder of Stephen Walker Production, and my website is www.swprod.world. Again, www.swprod.world. So I don't even know where to start when you start talking about what I do in the film industry because I wear a lot of hats sometimes and I just love to get stuff done. And a little bit about me. I'm not gonna go into detail because I have a long history. I'm originally from Mississippi. I'm from the South, and I went to school at the University of Nebraska. Then I ended up going back to school in Scottsdale, Arizona for production media. Then I said, you know what? If I'm gonna take this serious, I got to take a leap of faith. I got to take a leap of faith, and I did, and I ended up moving to Los Angeles, California, and that's when things just started happening for me. You know, God just made a way every single time. I got to give glory to God. I can't help it. You know, if it wasn't for God, I wouldn't even be in the situation I am in right now. So
Absolutely.
that's me.
Absolutely. Where can we find you on social media?
I'm on Instagram, Walker. I think Walker00. That's on IG. Then I'm on Facebook. Um, Play Stephen Walker. Then I'm on TikTok. Um, I think it's I have other people handling that stuff.
Gotcha.
But
Gotcha.
I think it's and but I'm on there. Of course, I can share and send it to you. and also I'm on LinkedIn, and my son and I we working on some stuff together. He's big on. I'm on YouTube as well, and
Absolutely, absolutely. So we'll be able to find everything if we go to swprod.com. We'll be able to find everything about
dot
you
world,
and
dot world.
dot world. I'm sorry, not dot com, dot world. I'm sorry. So
Yes, ma'am.
swprod dot world. That's right, because your
Yes,
films and all your production is definitely going to the world. Before we move
yes,
on,
ma'am.
Miss Claudia, tell me where we can find you on social media.
I am on Facebook under Claudette Milner or Claudette Milner Media. I'm on Instagram, Claudette Milner 3. I'm on TikTok as Claudette Milner. I'm on a Twitter as Claudette Milner 1. I'm on Reddit as Claudette Milner 1. Uh, and thank you to my grandkids who kind of migrated my transition to TikTok. So,
Oh,
but I'm on all available social media.
uh, gotcha. Yeah, being able to be out there on social media is really important. It's not everything. I tell people everything is not social media, but it's a big, huge, important part of it. Okay, so Mr. Walker, you've been quite a few places. We can't say that you're shy of traveling the world. So I guess that's the reason why it's swprod.world, because you have no problem moving around. And I travel a lot myself, so I definitely understand it. So, with your time in LA, what is a couple of things that really that you learned and that were a takeaway there? Because that's the Hollywood, the big screen, the big city, all that good stuff. So, what are your two takeaways that you learned in your time being there?
For me, um, don't forget why you moved there, because a lot of people when they move there, they do get pulled in so many different directions because there's something going on every single day,
Yeah,
every single night,
yeah,
and you can't lose focus of why you moved there,
right.
because the more you get pulled in so many different ways, you're gonna lose clarity of why you moved there.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And the next thing is be careful who you surround yourself with. Be careful who you surround yourself with, because you can get caught up out there. You see a lot of people they get caught up on the drugs, and you get put, and you got the drugs, you got you just gotta be careful who you surround yourself with.
Right, right. And what you're willing to say yes to. And I'm going to be honest with you, those two core things that you just said can apply anywhere. I have told my students those same thing about even in the elementary school that I retired from right here in Louisville, Kentucky. Have you looked at your friends lately? How much trouble are they getting into? And that's little ones. We're talking about under the age of 10 years old. And so that's really an important lesson. And two, not just nuggets, those are boulders, because I believe that happens across the board. People forget their why. They get
Yep.
involved in chasing the money, chasing the limelight, chasing the big screen, and or wanting to be famous. And my husband used to tease me about that all the time. You just want to be famous. You just want. I said, I just want my stuff out there. I mean, if I get famous, okay, but I said, God's given me like 50 songs in my head. Nobody's supposed to see them. But then when I realized what the price of that was, I realized no, I'm not willing to pay that. I'm not willing to go that far. I'm not willing to go against my own morals and my own my own integrity, and for that. So therefore, it was limiting. It just did what it was supposed to do, and I obeyed God and recorded. But then there's a price for it for the next level, and we're finding out in society there's even a higher price than even money.
Right.
There's even a higher
That's
price.
right.
They're wanting souls and they're wanting your everything. No, I'm not willing to get that. So I'll just keep owning my music. How about that? So,
That's
Miss
right.
Claudette, so tell me how you both fell in love with wanting to do faith-based films. You want to
I,
start? Claudette, you want to start? Go ahead.
I started thinking about faith-based film back in 2004. I said it on many interviews and podcasts. And when I decided that I wanted to do my series, God gave me the Forgiven of Our Transgressions series, which has 62 editions. And in my mind, I said, okay, that's 5 seasons of a television series. And I started hashtagging Netflix and hashtagging Amazon. And I guess God just let me do this because I wanted to. And I kept praying about it. And then for 3 days, I was in prayer and meditation. And then I got a DM on LinkedIn from Clay. And I said, okay, God, is it time? Is it time to do this? And the first thing that Clay told me, he said, when you're raising money for this event, do not lose your integrity.
Mm.
And right there, and when we talked, he said, I'm not really a minister, but I am present. And I said,
Amen.
okay, thank you, God, because you brought somebody to me that is going to help me. And the third thing he said, which wasn't really gracious, he said, you don't have a clue what it takes to do this, but I'm here, right? And so I said, okay, I will stay in my lane and I will, take instructions, and I will be in charge of investments and investors. So, Clay, you can talk about it.
Yes. Well,
Go
no,
ahead.
no, it's I love speaking about this stuff, you know. Um, what got me into want to do faith-based film, this what really did it for me. If I can pinpoint one thing, I did a movie. First of all, I had an agent here in Colorado said, Clay, I can't represent you. She said, I can't represent you. She said, she said, you kind of too big for my agent. She said, you need people like you don't live in Colorado. They live in either in Georgia, LA, or New Mexico. She said, you need to go to New Mexico. So I went to New Mexico and I signed with an agent and I ended up booking the movie. And that movie was called The Rambler. And we ended up going to Sundance Film Festival. And so I asked the producer, I said, what's the budget of this film? He told me about 4 million. I'm like, man, they raised $4 million for this. My wife did not like that film. And and I'm like, wow, if they raised 4 million for this film, imagine there was no storyline. There was it was kind of all over the place. And I'm like, man, what if they did it, I can do it. And so I went home. I started writing myself. I say, I'm gonna write my own. I'm gonna do face-based film because I got to tell the story. I got to bring people to Christ. And I said, I'm just gonna do it, and I did it. That movie was called Diamond in the Rough. That movie went from my head to paper, from paper to like 8 different countries, 5 different languages. So I just started doing face-based film because I love telling stories that's not preachy, but telling real life story. Not just because you you are in the faith, don't mean you're going to have problems. You're gonna have problems, but remember, with every problem, there's a solution, and God gonna bring you the solution. So I
Excellent.
just love telling faith-based story, man. The second thing is the way I grew up. the way I grew up in Mississippi. I've been through a lot of stuff in my life. I did. I've been, man, it's by the grace of God I'm still alive today. Have I just, God just have a purpose for my life, and I just gotta tell God's story.
Okay, so my question is,
So
how
yeah,
long did it take you to actually write the story? How long did it take you to write it?
actually, it. I'm not a writer. I'm a producer.
Right.
I just what I did was I wrote the outline out. It
Okay.
took me a week to write the outline.
Okay.
And so my buddy Louie, I called Louie up. He lived in Arizona. I said, Louie, I got a beautiful story I want to tell. He was like, okay. He said, send it to me. So I emailed it to him. And about a month later, we had a first draft script. It took him probably about it took him probably about a month to have the first draft. Then I read it a couple of times. Then I suggested some editing. Take this
Absolutely.
out, put this in, take this some editing. So to have a large script, it took us probably about 90 days to have a script ready to go.
Now that's fast. That's fast. That's fast. Because most
Yeah.
authors, they
Then
don't
I
really fast. Yeah.
and then I called my buddy Clifton Powell. You know Clifton, right? Clifton is a big
Uh-huh.
actor.
Yes.
That's my good friend. Him and I are best friends. We go back 20 years. And he's the first one I called. I sent the script to him, and he read it. He said, "Man, I want to do it because I know he can play the pastor," and he did it. And then the rest things just started falling in place. Then
Wow.
I'm just trying to stay in my lane, do God's story.
Okay, so Diamond in the Rough is currently streaming on Amazon Prime. Now?
It's on Amazon. It's on Amazon Prime Video. It's on Voodoo. It's on
Okay.
Tubi. And the distribution company that have that project is Bridgestone Group Media.
Oh, okay. I've seen
They're
that.
in LA.
Yeah, I've seen that. I've definitely seen that. So that is God leading it. It's God directing it and God moving it
Amen.
because that's a major distribution that you have.
Yep.
I know some people like Tubi really, but no, Tubi's doing it. I've been watching Tubi since they first came out, and they're doing some major things over there. And it's so
Yep.
don't sleep on Tubi. If you get it on your free service spectrum, be sure and check it out if you're really interested in doing film. What? So let
Yep.
me ask you this. I know you say you're not a writer, you're a producer, but you still had to have the idea in your head. And fortunately, you did
Yes.
have the
Yes.
people. You knew to have the outline, you knew to connect the writer, you knew. So, what is the most uh, to actually move a project this far? It's who you know, relationships, and integrity.
That's right.
Which
Yep.
one is the
That's
greatest, or
right.
do we need all three?
I think all three lined up. I think number one is integrity. You got to have integrity because the reason why Clifton, him and I work together is because he knows that I'm gonna be honest and I'm not trying to. I have no hidden motive,
Mm-hmm.
and you just gotta have integrity, and your life should be an open book.
Right, right,
I have nothing to hide.
right. Well, that's very hard to
Cause
find.
this business, man, I'm telling you, this business, you got some weird people. You have some weird people. You know what? We just filmed a movie 3 days ago here in Colorado, and me and my partner, me and my boy me and my boy Vincent, he's a director. He flew in from LA, and him and I was talking, and we were just talking about, man, there's a lot of industry people. There's a lot of people in doctors, lawyers, and all this stuff. But seeing like this industry, you cannot lose your integrity.
Mm.
People just get weird.
Well, it's the gifting, it's the creativity, and it's the source of the creativity. You can either have it directly from God. I mean, every good and perfect gift comes from up above. That's what the Bible says. But
Amen.
sometimes when it
That's
comes
right.
down from up above, we poison it, we dilute it, we mix it up because we want to go faster. I say 90 days is really, really fast, and it is extremely fast.
Yes.
Some people have been waiting on doing projects for years. I had a client who said, I have a project, and it wasn't Claudette, so I'm not talking about Claudette, it's somebody else who had a project. I published the book was up, and they said, take everything down because we've got a big time New York, whoever people. And I said, okay, cool. Our contract's over. Here you go. And I took it down, and it's still at least before COVID, and they're still waiting on their deal. They're still waiting on the deal. Now, to me, probably there's one or two things. Either there's not an interest in what they want to film, or they want it done their way, and the other people don't want to do it that way. And so, therefore, there's an
Mm-hmm.
impasse because if you have something that's trending and have something that's available that people want and they want to invest in and then they want to see on the screen, it should move pretty quickly. Like yours said 90 days, and it's already
Right.
streaming on major platforms and distribution. So therefore, it does take time. I'm not
Right.
saying that everybody's works like that, but you have to be in it for the long haul. That integrity and then your own
That's
passion for
right.
your own project. So that's the reason why even my cousin who's in the film industry in Kentucky area, big time, he's like, Julia, you don't need to stop what you're doing. Let me handle it. I said, yeah, because it's a long range, long term journey, and I would almost have to stop what I'm doing to jump into that, to jump into something else,
Yep.
because that is a full time thing within itself, and being able to
That's right.
and I kind of like that immediate gratification. Claudette and I, we're used to going to book events, and the exchange goes like this: you hand me your credit card, I hand you a book after I sign it, I swipe your card, here's your bag, thank you, and that's what we like immediate. That's what we like immediate gratification. This waiting and seeing and email back, and then we wait, and then no, that's not for me. So having representation to actually do this is something else. So tell me, you told me about Diamond in the Rough. What is Music is Priceless?
Music is priceless. That's another idea. That movie is a short film, and that film is currently being submitted to film festival throughout the country. And wow, that story is about. I want to tell the story without giving it away.
I was gonna say, just give me a
Um,
little taste. I know it's being shopped, so we don't need to tell the whole thing, but we just at least know that it's being shopped at film festivals. I like Music is Priceless because that's my first love was music. So that's my thing. So Music is
yeah.
Priceless. I
music
can
is
tell.
music is priceless. Is about this girl. Father was a professional violins player, and he was on his way to a gig, and he got killed in a car wreck, and she wanted to continue his legacy, but then she knew she couldn't play, so she self taught herself how to play by watching YouTube.
Oh wow.
And um and she was dealing with grief and depression, and she had a hard time getting over the loss of her father. So she became a really, really great violin player. And so she still was fighting herself in the loss of her father. But she was unaware that her neighbors on the right side was an autistic kid. The only thing that calmed him down was the music that was coming through the walls.
Mm.
And the other neighbors on the left side, he was a PTS veteran. He dealt with PTS. He's a veteran, old military veteran. The only thing that's calmed him down was the music that was coming through the wall.
Mm. Stop right there. Don't tell us no more. I'm intrigued by that. So the process is after it's being shot, then you release it to the world. Is that where the process is?
What's that? Can you repeat that? I
Oh,
lost
okay,
you.
no problem. So after it's shot to the film festivals, then you release it to the rest of the world.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
I've seen that done before. I
And
had
and,
a
and
friend
then
do
and,
that.
and so what I wanted to do, I want to put a spin on it. I said, I said, let me be a little innovative. So what I did was I took the script and I converted the script into a book. I converted the script into a book. So therefore, when the movie get accepted into film festival, I can go support the movie, also sell my books at the same time.
Look at that. I love monetization. We love it. More products, more money. More products, more profits. We love it. We love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. And I always like it the opposite way. If it's based on a book and the movie's coming out, then you need to be selling the book at the same time as you're selling the movie. Okay, good. I thought I wasn't off. I thought more products, we get more profits. Okay, so Claudia, tell me a little bit more about this forgiven of our transgressions. What is that like? I know we talked even before we started filming about Touched by an Angel. Is it go along those same lines or no?
Absolutely not. Uh, Forgiven of our transgressions comes from Psalms 32:1, and blessed are those who are forgiven of their transgressions. It entails um, Christian relationships, Christians living in the world, but not of the world, and the challenges that we face trying to migrate through corporate America, trying to migrate through addiction. It has an addiction series, a gentrification series, a STEM series, Hispanic series, LGBTQ. There are 62 editions. And my prayer is that we do the short film and then we sell the series because there are many people that I could preach to in the church, but this exposure will allow me to minister to the world, the same as my international presence uh, in the speaking world. So when we go to the film festivals, what will happen is I'll be selling the other 61 editions of the series. So that is that is the plan once we raise, and we're not trying to raise that much. We're trying to raise $20,000. And what I did, I took, I held 30% for myself. And let me explain to you why. I held 30% because I have 4 grandkids. And I want each of those 4 grandkids to own 5% of the available equity in the movie because I'm trying to build a legacy for them. So they'll get their stock investment certificates with 5%. God blesses this project. They get a down payment for a house or they get a down payment for college. Understand we can give, and right now I'm limiting investors to my community. And the reason is because I grew up on 20th and Madison. And if you all know that, it's the West End. And I grew up in the community of Newburgh. And I want our community and the community of Christians, people of faith, to be able to invest in something that they can own and they can say, I'm a part of this.
Absolutely.
So I have investor packages that you can email me and you'll get a copy of the book and you'll get a copy of the investment strategy so that we can get Clay this money and he can get moving. But he has read the book. And Clay, what did you think of it?
Actually, I love the story, to be honest. It was very intriguing. And this is right down my alley. And there's a lot I want to say because there was a lot of twists and turns, and I'm telling you, you got yourself something. And I can see this, I can easily get this to Bridgestone because I already have a film there.
Yeah, yeah, you already have access to it. Absolutely, absolutely. So, my prayers are with you because I know where 20th and Madison is. I know exactly where Newburgh is. And when Newburgh was first built back in the 60s, that was the mecca of where Black people, especially those who were wanting to live differently than in the West End, were coming to actually their own land and actually their own houses. One of the first houses out there built was my godparents. So
Wow.
I know the affinity of definitely Newburgh. We saw it go up from the foundation, the bricks. So that's a wonderful opportunity, and generational wealth of any, especially your intellectual property, is so incredible. I found that out in the book world during COVID when I had clients pass away, and my attorneys were like, "Wait a minute, that's part of their estate." I was like, "Excuse me, the royalties?" And he's like, "Yeah, you have to admonish your authors that intellectual property is real.
Yeah.
It's like your house, car. It's in like anything else." And I think our culture and our community is just now understanding what the resources and the vast incidences and what the ramifications, that's the word I'm looking for, the full ramifications that can have on your individual house and your entire community. We're learning. We slow to it, but we're learning. One more thing. So kind of define the difference in a feature film and a short film. How many minutes can a short film be? 10, 20, half hour compared to a
Um,
feature film?
a feature film is always remember a feature film that there's a minute per page.
Okay.
A minute per page, and most feature film is an hour and 30 minutes, which
Okay.
is a 90. It's like a minute per page. That's a 90-page script. But I
Gotcha.
used to tell people make sure you get it bump it up to about 100 to about 111 pages. Therefore, it can leave you room for editing.
And then a
But then
short.
a short, a short is like industry standard is 7 to 12 minute long. So if you can get your script about 13 pages, we can shoot that in like if you we can shoot that in 4 days, which is we can shoot 3 pages per day.
Yeah, that's fast. That's that. Some of the other actresses and actors were talking about how fast they film at Tyler Perry Studios, how fast he goes, and they weren't used to moving that fast. But I agree with you. I'm the girl, so first started off in music. That's my first love, and I can do a song a session, start to finish, and hand it
Nice.
off, mix and master. And I don't come out the studio without the song, all the background, all the mess ups, everything. I take everything on my jump drive. So I don't play around in the studio either. We make it happen, and we do what we need to do. So I first off, congratulations on embarking on this world. It sounds like a wonderful opportunity, but a foreign world to me. But I'm learning by interviewing those visionaries and risk takers and dreamers and absolutely at the end, doers.
Right.
You
See,
all are putting it in the marketplace.
the biggest thing is the most important thing is people forget the pre-production.
Yeah.
They forget about that part. The pre-production. The pre-production is the most important part because if you shoot a short film in 3 to 4 days, you're gonna spend at least 2 months in pre-production.
So what are we doing? We reading the script.
No,
We're
that's the development. It's a lot.
okay. So what's
Like
pre-production?
pre-production is basically you got a location. First of all, you
Oh,
got to do
okay,
some
gotcha.
casting. You got to do some casting. You got to hire a director. You got to hire you got to do some location scouting. You got to hire a first AD. You got to hire producers. You got to hire a location scouter. You got to hire some casting. There's a lot. You got to
So
do
when
some
does the
paperwork.
music come in? When does the music and that's post
That's at the
production?
end.
That's at the
That's
end.
at the
Okay.
end. That's in post production when
Okay.
in
Gotcha.
the editing part. And so you know, because I'm in the union. I'm in the union. I'm a member of the Screen Actors Guild. So
Gotcha.
if 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 it's going to be a non-union film, you know, you can avoid that paperwork. But if it's a union film, you start hiring union actors, and there's some more paperwork you have to do. It's a lot of paperwork.
And there's more
Doing
money,
the,
isn't it, for a union employees, even the background and the actors,
yeah,
right?
yeah, but it's all about who you know, though.
I know, but I'm just saying it's more paperwork, but then it's more
That's
money
right.
too as well.
That's right. That's
Okay.
right.
All right. So you want to be in film. So you want to be in a movie.
That's right. Listen,
So
once you get past the pre-production, once you get past the development stage, get the script right, raise the money, then you move on to the pre-production. Then I think you're ready to roll. Then you
yeah,
got to go into production. Yeah,
right.
it's probably about 6 months for a short film.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know my cousin talks about it all the time. He's always working on something, working on, in various stages, whether
Yep.
it's trying to find the money, which is most of the time, trying to find the money, trying to find the producer, trying to find the director, trying to find then where we gonna shop it, and I gotta finish editing and all that. So yeah,
Yep.
it's an
He's right.
incredible process, but most of the time people would say, I don't want to write no book. I want to do a movie. Well, it's still a lot that goes in because if you don't have a vision for your book, if you don't know what the topic is, if you don't have a passion about it, if you haven't returned to your why, just like Clay says, that's universal, I think. Your why of doing whatever you're doing. If you don't know
That's
that,
right.
I don't know if I want to do no business with you. If you can't
That's
figure
right.
out, you can't clearly say, I don't care if you stutter, I don't care if you get miss some words, I don't care if it's ebonics. If you cannot clearly tell me what and the when and the where,
Right.
I'm like, nah,
Correct.
I don't care if you got a PhD. If you can't clearly tell me, I'm gonna hold on
That's
to
right.
that. Oh, when you
That's
know, you
right.
come back to me. Until then, yeah, I don't know. So, well, it's been a pleasure. Be sure and visit ClaudetteMilnerMedia.com. Claudette is with two T's. Milner is with one L. CLAUDETTEMILNER media.com and visit SWPROD.world. Yeah. He's Steve. Clay Walker is going to the world. He's not just a .com here in the U.S. He is literally going to the world. Thank you both for being my guest today. I greatly appreciate all that you all do for bringing faith-based healing, inspiration, motivation, encouragement to the world. My prayer for you today, tomorrow, and always that you find the people that you need, you find the resources that you find the money that you need to help us all to live our best life. You all be blessed. I'm Dr. Julia Royston. Until next time, have a great day. Bye bye.